Good morning and welcome. I'm Chris Shelton, coming to you live from sunny San Jose, California, the heart of Silicon Valley. All this month we've been talking about the art of giving, and I started off at the beginning of the month talking about tithing, and then last week, we were talking about what can we do to help to improve ourselves in order to have this attitude of gratitude. So carrying on with that same spirit for this week here, I thought what we talk about is the art of volunteering. Now, I'm really excited. Thanks to Maria Shriver in 2014, I had the opportunity to present Qigong at the World Games in Los Angeles, California for the first time ever. And the really cool thing is that was the first time that the Special Olympics World Games had returned to the United States in 16 years. So it was such a great opportunity to be able to give these athletes and their coaches and families tools in order to deal with stress and give them tools to be able to fight off the intrusions of external environments like bullies, people that are just slandering you, and how to actually process that. So from the Special Olympics in 2015, after we presented, I was then invited to become part of a clinical trial for something called this Special Olympics Strong Minds program. So they call it the Healthy Athletes. And healthy athletes, they have different programs like Healthy Athletes, Strong Minds, Healthy Athletes, Strong Feet, Strong Teeth, Strong Smiles, etc., and strong eyes. And so anyways, my wife Parisa and I actually went to Rochester, New York for training with clinical directors, volunteers from around the world. And what's really cool is that we were amongst all the other clinical directors were actually clinical psychologists and clinical psychiatrists, and Parisa and myself were the only practitioners coming in not from the brain, looking at the function of the brain and how it affects the body, but how the body actually affects the mind. So it's such a cool thing. So with the spirit of the attitude of gratitude, we talk about tithing and giving back the 10%. Volunteer work is something that's very fulfilling. And what's really cool, this coming weekend actually at UC Davis is the California Special Olympic Games, where we'll be having our 7 stands within the Strong Minds program, and Qigong is one of the main tools that we give in order to help these athletes be able to deal with not only the anxiety of competition, but more importantly, what do you do with the energy of somebody who's bullying you, or what do you do if you get into an argument with somebody? What do you do with that energy, right? And it's something that's very simple to do. And the cool thing, I'm very honored, is that actually Friday at the opening ceremonies, I actually will be given I got nominated that I'll be receiving the Volunteer of the Year award for the Special Olympics. So I'm so stoked, so excited about that. And Parisa and I, we do invest a lot of time and energy, because I think when it comes to the attitude towards mental health, there's not enough tools out there to really deal and look at what is going on in society beyond just people with anybody with special needs or intellectual disabilities, but all of us, what are we going to do, or what can we do to be able to deal with mental health? And the cool thing about volunteering is the Special Olympics is such a big platform because it's worldwide, and to be able to volunteer and to be able to give these athletes and the coaches first throughout the state of California, then across the US, and then the vision is around the world, these simple tools to deal with mental health. Because it's good to talk about things, it's good to have people to talk to, I think that's fantastic, but what is a tangible thing that we could actually do to give back to the whole, and to really give tangible tools that have been proven to work over thousands and thousands of years? Because again, according to Chinese medicine, the leading cause of death and disease is negative emotions, and these different negative emotions attack different organs of the body. For example, the negative emotion of anger and hatred, frustration, rage, resentment, which seems to be a prominent or prevalent emotion more and more these days that I'm seeing more on the news. That attacks it and weakens your liver and your gallbladder. Fear and shock. So if you're a first responder, we talk about first responders, and fear, fright, and shock attacks the kidneys. It weakens the kidney network, which then diminishes your overall life essence, how long your life will be, and your quality of life. Your lungs are affected by grief, sadness, and sorrow, and disappointment. And then your spleen and your pancreas, stomach are affected by the negative emotions of worry, anxiety, and over-intellectualizing. And then finally, last but not least, your heart is then affected by abandonment, loneliness, lack of joy. And the heart is the emperor or empress of the body, therefore it dictates how much of an emotion will be expressed or suppressed. So when it comes to volunteer work, it's not just about around Thanksgiving or Christmas, though that's fantastic. If that's the only time that you could volunteer, maybe at a shelter or at your local church, then that's great. But I think that if you make a conscious choice to say, okay, once a month, or maybe you have to start off small, maybe once a quarter, you go out and you do some type of charity work, some type of volunteer work, that actually feeds back to this nurturing component of your being, which then spreads out and contributes to the whole. And so I think it's very important not to be so self-absorbed, like, oh, I don't have time, or I'm way too busy. You know, all of us are busy. You know, Parisa and I travel all over the place. We commute between LA and the San Francisco Bay Area here. We have high demands. We have kids. I have a father who had a stroke 3 years ago. We're on the primary custodian caretaker for him. So I get it, man. I get it. You know, that there is a lot of demands on us. But using the excuse, and I hear this so much from people, oh, well, I don't have the time, or I don't want to volunteer for something because it makes me sad. For example, seeing, let's say I've asked some people to help us with the Special Olympics, and they said, oh, I just can't stand to, you know, see people that are suffering in any way. And what they don't understand is that every single person that I've met with intellectual disabilities just loves the fact that they're able to have this opportunity to connect and to perform. And for them, it's not competition, you know, whereas most of us that don't have intellectual disabilities, you know, we're there fighting and competing with one another. And so, you know, really take an inventory. I keep on talking about this. Go back and take an inventory of yourself. How much can you give back? Now, if you're somebody who's sick and debilitated, that's different. Conserve your energy by all means. We don't want you out there exhausting more energy, talking more, which depletes your stomach chi. We want you to go ahead and conserve energy. So I'm not addressing those people. I'm addressing the people that are relatively healthy, have some vibrancy to them. Maybe they have a busy schedule, but stop using the excuse that I'm busy. Get out there and help other people. Find an organization, find something that you believe in. Like for ourselves, we believe in the Special Olympics, and so thankful to Maria and Tim Shriver's mom for starting the Special Olympics, because it's been such a huge gift for people with intellectual disabilities, and such a huge, great community, and everybody who volunteers, everybody who supports or donates money to the Special Olympics. You know, if you talk to anybody involved with it, they'll tell you just what a great program it is. So find something, do an inventory of yourself. Make a special note. Just like if you take time during the day to exercise, which you should be exercising and meditating and doing your Qigong and your Tai Chi and those types of things, and eating healthy, also put into your calendar as well, when can I volunteer? When can I give back? And this goes to last week's talk about the attitude of gratitude. Part of that gratitude, being grateful for having this breath, being grateful for having this day, being grateful for having the food that feeds us for this day, also means too that, okay, well, I'm grateful for this, but also I'm grateful to be able to volunteer and to help out. There's so many people in need out there, and there's so many people suffering, and it takes a whole in order to help the many. And so the old saying of it takes a village in order to raise a child, true. Sometimes also it takes a village to heal a person, or sometimes it takes a village or a community or a country to heal a nation. I mean, it's really important to give of your time. Make it a point to give of your time, and not for the idea of what can I get back from it. For me, what I get back from volunteering for the Special Olympics is the joy and the happiness when I see the look on these athletes' faces when I teach them a simple practice to deal with stress, like pulling down the heavens. Something as simple as pulling down the heavens 3, 6, 9 times is enough to, if you're in a stressful situation, is enough to be able to pull you out of a stressful situation and give you that space for which it gives you the time out to be able to deal with it. So anyways, I just want to close here and with that practice, because Parisa and I also go into the elementary schools and the high schools, and we give talks on disease prevention and mental health, and a simple practice of just pausing and stopping and saying, you know what, I'm just going to pause, I'm going to pull down the heavens, inhale, and exhale. Just allow for this white light to come in, inhaling, And exhale. Feel the white light come in, cleansing, purifying the body. Inhale. And exhale. And a final practice that you could go ahead and do in order to root your energy in your root chakra, or your lower, what is referred to as your lower Tien, is you close your eyes and imagine a white mystical pearl forming underneath the hand. So as you inhale, feel that white pearl expand, expanding front, back, left, and right in all directions. And then as you exhale, feel that white pearl contract and restore the vitality of the kidneys on the low back. Inhaling, feel the white pearl expand, gathering energy from the space around you. And exhaling, filling up into the kidneys. Inhaling. So each time you inhale, the pearl gets thicker and brighter with energy as you gather the energy from the room, from the space around you. As you exhale, you're going to imagine that the warmth and the white light radiates around the waist to the kidneys on the low back. Inhaling and exhaling, filling up into the kidneys. Feel the warmth. And last time, inhaling and exhale, filling up into the kidneys. And then you slowly allow the hands to relax and open your eyes and come back to the present. Okay, so 2 very simple practices to be able to show this attitude of gratitude, and also to be able to say, okay, how can I volunteer my services? To connecting with the divine, pulling, or your higher self, God, whatever is applicable to you and your spiritual or religious belief structures. I'm very careful as to what I say, because I know there's many viewers out there that have different thought processes around their spiritual development. So yes, something as simple as pulling down the heavens, connecting with your higher self, and being able to just ask the universe, what can I do as a human being living in this planet with all of this greatness and this gratitude around me? What can I do in order to give back? Please show me the way, show me an organization or a group of people or an individual that I may volunteer and help, support, and uplift. And something, a simple mantra like that is so cool and so simple to do, to invoke a response from the subtle universal realm, and to be able to have this ability to find something and to really give of yourself. So just wrapping it up here, this one was a short and sweet little topic of volunteering and the importance of sharing your energy. And again, just to recap, if you're sick, debilitated, this doesn't apply to you. There should be people coming to help you, volunteering to help you out. Conserve your chi, conserve your energy. But if you have the energy, even if you are busy, none of us is too busy to work out and exercise. None of us is too busy to meditate, and none of us are too busy to volunteer and to give back. So if you want more information about the White Pearl meditation, click on the link below, and also click on the link below about the pulling down the heavens practice and many of the other Qigong practices that we teach here at the Morning Crane Healing Art Center in San Jose, California, in order to empower people and give people tools to deal with their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. And so next time, hopefully, before next time, I will see you this weekend at UC Davis for the Special Olympics Games. But until next time, I'm Chris Shelton, and I will see you later.